Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and welcome back to Bald Father Bets. So we will give you a quick recap of College Football Saturday, go into today's slate where we will pick every game against the spread, and then also give it a little bit of a look ahead to Monday night. Probably no play yet, but just kind of a thoughts on the game, and then a little bit of a bonus content where, since we're about halfway through the season, take a look if there's any futures that we like. We don't bet futures at Bald Father Bets, but it's always a fun conversation in terms of if you did happen to place future bets and you have tickets in certain areas, where would be a decent place to hedge with now. College Football Saturday, positive day for us, 31-17. So we started out the morning, two big plays were the 10 units on Notre Dame and then the 10 units on Texas A&M at halftime. Those both hit for us, right? So that got us 20 of our 31 units on the win. Started out the day 12-6. So one Notre Dame, Oklahoma also cashed. But then obviously Ohio State did not cash, and our halftime bet on Ohio State did not cash. So that, to combine between the pregame bet and halftime bet, that was 4 units lost. Then I can't even fucking remember what the other one was, but we went 12-6 on the morning. Then in the afternoon, 6-5. Unfortunately, the difference between 9-2 and 6-5 was Texas. UCF really never had a chance against BYU. Texas looked like they were going to cover there for a minute, and then tip ball, pass, interception, the second one of the game, and then just a flurry of penalties on Texas. I think they had over 100 yards in penalties in the game. Kind of kept Vanderbilt in that one. So a game where, like, at no point were you ever like, okay, Vandy's actually going to win this, but just different things that were able to keep that score closer than the game really actually was. So 6-5 on the afternoon, and then we went into the evening, where we went 3-6 on our pregame plays, but then had that 10-unit play on Texas A&M at halftime. That was one of the easiest plays I've ever made in my life. LSU was up 10, and then you got A&M -3 in the second half. So it was just A&M had to lose the game by 7 points or less. And Kyle Field at night, 2 undefeated teams in the SEC at, I don't know. Sometimes I have to talk myself out of putting like 20, 25, 50 units on a game, and that was one that I had to do that with. So you guys probably will see eventually play, all my limit so far in the season's been 10 units. You guys will eventually see plays above that. I almost broke that seal last night with A&M because that one was just, yeah. I mean, it was as obvious as Notre Dame against Navy to start the day, and I will never understand that line. Notre Dame -13.5 against Navy. I'll never understand it. But anyway. So we now move into NFL Sunday. We have 2 plays that we've already made. Start with those first. So we have the Bengals -2.5 for 5 units. That one already put in. And then we have the Raiders plus the 10.5 for 2 units against the Chiefs. Hopefully you already got that one, because that line has come down below the all-important number of 10. Bengals, love the Bengals. Eagles are good. I think Jalen is Jalen. He is what he is. He's not great. He's not bad. And then on the Raiders and the Chiefs, last time the Chiefs lost a football game was on Christmas Day to the Raiders. The Raiders, for some reason, play them close. Division game. It's just too many points. Chiefs are undefeated, but by no means have they been great. The thinking here, too, is yes, the Chiefs should be motivated with the whole Kermit the Frog talk by the Raiders during the offseason. But they continue to be kind of hampered, and I don't believe DeAndre Hopkins will play in this game. I don't think his trade cleared Roger Goodell's desk quickly enough for him to be able to play. But even if he plays, I mean, it's going to be limited in what he can do. And I also don't think DeAndre Hopkins adds all that much to this team. He adds a third down option, but it's not like he's an explosive play wide receiver. He doesn't add what they lost in Rice. He doesn't add what the team is missing. He's another third down option so that you have someone outside of Kelsey on third down. but like the Raiders there, plus the 10.5. So we'll go through now every game in which we haven't picked. So we're going to take the Patriots plus the 7 for 2 units against the Jets. Defensively, the Jets are significantly dropped off since losing Saleh. Offensively, I do think they're better. I think you'll see impact of Devontae today. Just think that there's an intrinsic value here with Mayo kind of calling the team soft, and then Bill Belichick making those weird comments where he's like, well, I don't agree with that, but you could see he had a personal bias because he felt like the defense was kind of still his. 7's just too much in this one. You go back and you watch that Thursday night football game, the Jets pretty much played a perfect offensive game in that one. It's the only time they've been that way. I don't expect that here. I expect the Patriots to be able to run the ball some, just with the Jets defense softening as the year's gone on. So we're taking the Patriots plus the 7. That's going to be for 2 units. We're taking the Jaguars plus the 4 against the Packers, and that's going to be for 3 units. Love that one. People know that I'm kind of a Trevor Lawrence fanboy. I still think he's really good, no matter what has happened this year. I just think that they've had some difficulties along the defensive side. Just like them at home in this spot. Packers traveling to Jacksonville. Do not like the fact that they're coming back after being in Europe for 2 weeks, but we'll see what happens. So Jaguars plus the 4, and that's going to be for 3 units. We're taking the Lions minus the 11.5. We're doing that for 2 units. There's another play that's going to be similar to this. The Titans. So I wish Will Levis was playing because Will Levis is terrible, but Rudolph playing gives me some reserve. It's why the unit play isn't higher, and Jamison Williams being out for the 2-game suspension gives me some reserve as well. But the Lions versus the Titans in terms of ability, skill, coaching, scheme, how deep they are into their system, there's just things that the models can't take into account and allow this line to kind of be out maybe where you would think it would be. The Lions are the best team in the NFL right now, and they have an ability in these games where they can get up 14-0 and then no, it's over. I thought about the Titans here because the line is so high, and I do tend to take teams plus the points when the line is that high, especially when everyone and their mother's on the Lions. But there just isn't really a path for the Titans here. They have a lot of people out. Yes, I like Rudolph, but they're just not in the same category as the Lions, and the Lions are humming on all cylinders. So we'll talk a little bit about them later when we get into the future plays. Falcons and Bucks. So taking the Bucks here in a weird spot, right? So taking the Bucks plus the 2.5. Atlanta should win this game, but laying points with Atlanta on the road is just something that is just, we don't do that. The Bucks have everyone out with a wide receiver side. So, they lost Godwin for the year. Evans will not play this game. But still like the Bucks here to get something done. We're embarrassed by the rushing attack from the Ravens last Monday night. You'll see Todd Bowles and that defense be very aggressive. Todd Bowles is an excellent defensive coordinator. The best unit on the field between the two, I actually think, is Tampa Bay's defense. And I think you're going to see them bounce back here. Divisional game in which the Falcons won the first one. Wouldn't surprise me if the Bucks win this one outright. So we're taking the Bucks plus the 2, and that one's going to be for 2 units. Dolphins, Cardinals, laying the 4 with the Dolphins for 2 units. Tua is back. The Cardinals have one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. And I was shocked at the drop-off from Tua to the next quarterback for the Dolphins, but he's back, and it's a really positive play for them. Tyreek isn't 100%, but I think you'll see Waddle get going, and I think you'll see Tyreek play and get going as well. So we're laying the 4 with the Dolphins there for 2 units. Ravens, Browns, taking the Browns plus the 8, doing that. Wish we got it at the 10, but we didn't. But taking the Browns plus the 8 and doing that for 3 units. Love this play. Love this play so much. There's something that happens when you go throughout your whole week and you're practicing and you're playing hard, and hey, we're going to win. This is what we're going to do to win. But in the back of your mind, you just kind of know, hey, we're not going to win. Deshaun Watson is the worst quarterback in the NFL since the year 2000, and that includes every year in which Jamarcus Russell played. I won't go through all the stats. You're free to look it up yourself. But EPA, QB, he is the worst quarterback in the NFL to get multiple starts since since 2000, including Jamarcus Russell. So even if you go from the worst quarterback since 2000 to bad quarterback play, the increase that you get there is significant. You also have Nick Chubb back for his second week. The Ravens on defense, and they gave up 31 to the Bucs when Mike Evans went out already in the game. I mean, Mike Evans would have been at least worth another touchdown there to give up 38. The Ravens defense is not there. Lamar plays very well against everyone essentially except teams in his division. They tend to bottle him because they've played him enough. They get it now. They know what to do. It's just too many points for the Browns at home in a divisional game. Ravens are almost always played close in the division. Love that one. So Browns +8 for the 3 units there. Colts Texans, taking the Colts +5. Colts +5 for 2 units. It's just too many points. Again, divisional game. Wish we were getting Flacco over Richardson, but it's the way the situation goes. Texans have been good, but they have not been great this year. I don't really understand that line. I think game was played to start the year. It was very close. I know they're going into the Stradhaus down in Houston, but like the Colts' chances here to keep that one close. So taking them +5 for 2 units. Saints Chargers, taking the Saints +7, and that's gonna be for 2 units. The Chargers have like their entire offense out in terms of skill players and weapons. Herbert still seems to be a little off, hobbled. Saints are getting most of their players back. So last week where they had everybody out, they had no offensive weapons. They get Taysom Hill back. They get Olave back. It looks like Kamara's going to play. Don't love Spencer Rattler, but it's more just about 7 points is too much. The Chargers are having difficulty getting to 7 points, much less beating a team by 7 points. So the line is just too much in terms of where the total is. So like you have a total that's right at that 41 mark, right? And so then you have a point spread that's at 7. You start doing the math on that. There's very, very few pass in which the Chargers win by 7 and it kind of stays under that total or around that total. Like the Saints here +7 for 2 units. Like the Seahawks +3 against the Bills for 3 units. Love this one as well. Bills are probably the most overrated team in the NFL still. Josh Allen is a very good quarterback. Outside of that, they don't have much. The Seahawks we'll talk about them a little bit in the futures talk too. Seahawks are playing very well. Geno Smith having the best year of his career. McDonald and that defense is starting to settle in. They're starting to kind of understand his scheme, and we saw how dangerous that was at the Ravens last year when you have good defensive players playing in that scheme, and the Seahawks have very good defensive players. Bears and Commanders. So we are going to make a pick on this. We are picking the Bears, but we're gonna take it at whatever it gets up to at kick. So line came out Commanders -2.5 or 3. Injury news then on Daniels, flipped that and it got all the way to Bears -3. It's now you can get it at Bears +1. But as more and more people find out about Daniel's injury news, you're going to get more and more people laying the points with the Commanders. So we're going to wait until we kick off, and then whatever we get at kickoff is what we're going to take that one for. But we're going to take the Bears plus the 2 units. Commanders' defense is terrible, guys, and the Bears' defense is good. I love Jaden Daniels. I loved him when he was at LSU. I thought he should have been the #1 overall pick. But Caleb's also playing really well, and the Bears are a better team. They're significantly better than the Commanders, actually. So like the Bears getting the points there, we're going to take it at however high that line gets before kick. Broncos and Panthers. So this is another one where I'm going to lay it with the Broncos for 2 units. I'm going to lay the 11. Again, there's something about models that cannot take into account how bad the Panthers are here. And they have look at the injury report for the Panthers. I mean, all their skill players are out. They have nobody playing who's any good. Bryce Young is terrible. His hands aren't big enough to grip around the ball. He's too small. Can't see over the line. He's lost whatever that kind of edge he had when he was at Alabama. There's an intrinsic factor, like I said, about you're going through the week all week, and you're playing, and you're, hey, okay, this is how we're going to win. But deep down in the back of your mind, you know you're not going to win. The Broncos have maybe the best defense in the NFL. It's arguable at this point, but they're in the conversation. Think Sean Payton will do enough to win easily here against the Panthers. And then the Panthers defense, right? Like, Daniels goes out last week. Mariota comes in. It's looking like, hey, okay, Panthers finally have a shot, and they get absolutely blown out. And I'm tired. I'm tired of riding with the Panthers. That's really what it is. A lot of the Titans and the Panthers picked this week because I'm tired of riding with the Panthers and the Titans. If we lose, we lose, but I'd rather ride with the Lions and the Broncos and lose that way. But the Panthers are atrocious. The entire organization, top to bottom, right? Tepper all the way down is atrocious. So riding with the Broncos here in that one. Chiefs, Raiders, already talked about that one. And then we go into Sunday Night Football. Cowboys, 49ers. So taking the Cowboys plus the 5 for 10 units. 49ers continue to not be themselves. The Cowboys are in a spot here coming off of a difficult start to the season. They've had spells, though, where they've got it going. I actually think they probably win this one outright. They have some history here with the 49ers, where the 49ers have embarrassed them continuously. Obviously, we were riding with the 49ers because of the same intrinsic value with the Chiefs. It didn't work out for us last week. Think we get it here. Cowboys plus the 5 for 10 units. 49ers do have Debo and Kittle playing, though, FYI. Just want to make sure that full disclosure and everything. Monday night, really weird line here, right? So, you get the Steelers plus the points against the Jets. We love that. But now we're laying 6.5, 5.5 with Russ on a Monday night game against the Giants. We'll have to see how this line movement goes, but that just seems like a lot. At the same time, no Andrew Thomas for the Giants. I think they got sacked 5 or 6 times by the Eagles last week. Imagine what TJ Watt's going to do to him. Similar thing that we had with the Jets last week is, hey, Devontae Adams doesn't play left tackle, so just imagine what TJ's going to do, and TJ did exactly what we thought he was going to do. But that was when the Steelers were getting points. Steelers are giving points here. We're going to have to follow this one closely in tomorrow, but obviously we'll make a video. So some futures talk for you guys. Plays that you should consider if you are a futures bettor. Again, we're not here at Bald Feather Bet, so nothing official from our side, nothing that we'll keep in terms of our tracking. Bengals to win the AFC. Outside of Kansas City and Baltimore, I mean, who else do you think has a chance to win the AFC? The Bengals could end up being one of the best teams by the end of the year. Lou Anarumo seems to have that defense going. I trust Joe Burrow. I'll always trust Joe Burrow. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Chiefs have really not been that good. Ravens defense has a lot of holes, especially through the air, and that's where teams like the Chiefs and the Bengals would be able to get them. You guys know what I think of the Bills. I think they're not good. So Bengals to win the AFC, especially if you could hedge anything you have preseason. If you had the Chiefs or the Ravens, you could hedge now with the Bengals because you're going to get a great number. NFC West, if you have the Seahawks preseason, because I know a lot of smart bettors did, you may want to look at a hedge here with the 49ers. I would wait until after tonight because, like I said, I think the Cowboys win this one outright. But you may want to hedge here with the 49ers. In terms of the NFC overall, now's not the time to do it with the Lions. That you had a much better number preseason. And they look like the best team in the NFL right now, so your value is going to be not good. Wait till they have a 1 or 2 game slide, and then if you want to take the Lions there, you can. Maybe not the worst idea to hedge with the 49ers at this point to win the NFC. Also, Packers. Packers to win the NFC is a play right now. They are a top-tier team. They're playing like a top-tier team. The whole NFC North is fascinating, so Packers will probably come in at a wild card. Unless they're able to get the 2 head-to-head matchups over the Lions, they will probably come in with the wild card. More likely that the Lions and the Packers split those, right? And the Lions do end up winning the division. Vikings under their win total. Love that one. Now, I don't know what the win total's up to, but whatever it is, taking the under. They're not near as good as they've shown that they are up until this point. Browns over their win total. I think it's 3.5. Like I said, literally Deshaun Watson has been the worst quarterback in the NFL since the year 2000. So that's a big point in terms of getting Jameis and getting someone who actually has a chance to perform. So like the Browns over on their win total, if you guys wanted to take a flyer on anything. There's a few others. Jaguars over their win total, that's worth looking at. Texans to not win that division, that one's worth looking at. Colts could have an opportunity if they get hot. Jaguars could have an opportunity if they get hot. There's another one that I had. Oh, Chiefs under their win total. Starting off the season undefeated, that win total is now juiced. I think even 1 or 2 games higher than it was preseason. Chiefs under the win total for sure. That's a positive one. They're going to start to get into division play here. They do already have a division game against the Chargers. Maybe they have one other, but like the Chiefs under the win total at this point since they started undefeated. That's it, I think, in terms of flyers. If I have any more future flyers or things that would be interesting for you guys to look at, I'll let you know. That's it for Sunday. If you're betting with us, if you're winning with us, again, the only thing we ask is please support the channel, subscribe, make sure notifications are on so you're getting those community posts, such as the Texas A&M second half 10 units last night. That one would have stung if you guys missed it, so hopefully you got it. And then also like, share, comment, all those things, right? So just want to grow the channel, always keep the picks free, but appreciate the interaction with you guys, and everyone have a great NFL Sunday. Go Lions.